This concludes the speech on violence, which was delivered by Judge Rutherford to a vast audience in and about the Civic Auditorium and the Recreation Field at Seattle, Washington. At the same time, the speech was transmitted over a special coast-to-coast watchtower network of radio stations. A copy of Judge Rutherford's address on violence will be sent to any listener free on request. Write to your local station to which you are listening or to the Watchtower, Brooklyn, New York. Just as soon as this speech is printed, a copy will be mailed to you. Those in the visible audience who desire a copy of this speech may fill in their name and address on the Today's Program folder and hand to the usher. A copy of Judge Rutherford's speech will then be delivered to you just as soon as printed. All of you will want a copy of this lecture, so write now. This assembly is the climax of the 4-day Watchtower Convention, which has been in session here at the Seattle Civic Auditorium since Thursday morning, June the 2nd. This convention of Jehovah's Witnesses, while primarily for the northwestern part of the United States and for Canada, is attended by representatives from all parts of the United States, Canada, and also from many other countries. Today's lecture was heard by a vast audience of 10,000 persons, which not only fills the Civic Auditorium, but overflows into the grandstand of the adjoining recreation field, where modern sound amplification carried the voice of Judge Rutherford to all. Yesterday afternoon, Judge Rutherford addressed an enthusiastic audience of 4,000 at the auditorium. On the preceding evening, Friday, the convention was most pleasantly surprised by the unexpected early appearance of Judge Rutherford, at which assembly, without a dissenting vote, a resolution was adopted to be brought to the attention of honest-hearted people, setting forth the facts surrounding the failure of the public press to publish the truth on matters which are of greatest importance to the people. Great interest has been manifested by the people of Seattle and vicinity in this assembly of Christian men and women, and many of the businessmen, officials, and others have not only been most cordial to Jehovah's Witnesses, but have cooperated splendidly in making this convention a success. The early part of each of the 4 days of the convention have been spent by those in attendance in calling upon the people of Seattle and vicinity in their homes and places of business, presenting to them the Watchtower publications, and otherwise calling their attention to the study of Jehovah's Word, the Bible. Upwards of 45,000 books and booklets were placed by the publishers in the field. Early this forenoon, 210 men and women who have made a consecration to do Jehovah's will symbolize this by water immersion. A copy of Judge Rutherford's address of this afternoon on violence will be sent to any listener free on request. Write to your local station to which you are listening or to the Watchtower, Brooklyn, New York. Those in the visible audience who desire a copy of this speech may fill in their name and address on the Today's Program folder and hand to the usher. This ends this Watchtower special chain broadcast sent to you from Seattle, Washington.